Hey everyone, this is Gaming Solo, and we are trespassing at Security Post Correa. Um, this is Thursday night, recording this day before July 4th, which is Independence Day for the US. So there's actually some people in here this time. So, while we talk about today's subject, I'm going to get killed time and time and time again because that's typically what happens when I get into Arena Commander. But I had a different thought for today than what's actually happening. Oh, oh, that guy is. Oh, I've already played a match with these guys, and I just rejoined because it bugged out on me. Um, but I was going to do the F7A Mark II, and I'm still going to do that, but I want to wait for the next update because it's getting a nerf, and that's going to be kind of the subject today, as we got some information this week about some vehicle tuning. And I'm kind of interested in everybody's opinions on vehicle tuning right now while we're waiting on a new flight model. Um, and it's just some interesting tuning choices. I'm not saying I disagree with all of them, but what is happening?
Match over. Match
Oh,
lost.
already. So I just got in this match. So we'll see. We'll see if it bugs out on me again or if I'm gonna have to exit and rejoin. Um, yeah, so vehicle tuning. Um, if you've seen it, you know what I'm thinking. Some of the most popular vehicles are being nerfed. Wow, all right. It didn't
Five,
bug out this time.
four, three,
Um,
two,
while some
one.
other vehicles are getting buffed, stuff like the Saber Raven is getting some maneuverability nerfs while maintaining its speed. Um, the regular Sabers are, or I'm sorry, not the Raven, the Firebird. The Raven got buffed across the board, but the Firebird got nerfed. The regular Saber got some maneuverability buffs, but it's still the size of freaking Texas, so it's gonna get killed in a firefight pretty easily. Oh my gosh, I don't know where they were. But the interesting one that I'm really curious how people feel about is the Connie line and the everybody's favorite, the Corsair. Major maneuverability debuffs. I mean, this thing got nerfed. Both of them got nerfed real bad. They're going to be literal yachts out there in the verse. And to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense what they're doing, considering they're working on control surfaces and in that new flight model. So, oh gosh, let's see what happens here. I guess they're not chasing me. But I just find it interesting that they're doing the level of tuning that they're doing now, and it makes me wonder how. Oh my gosh, it makes me wonder how different the new flight model actually is going to be if they're still doing these tweaks to the ships. They're either doing these tweaks to the ships because the game is up and live, and they got to do something because the current state of things is pretty unbearable at times when it comes to space combat, or oh my gosh. Or I still haven't gotten a kill. At least last game I had like 9 kills. Anywho, more of this new flight model is not so different than what we have now, and the tuning that they're doing is going to carry over into it, and it's going to play a part in the flight surfaces and things like that. I don't really know. I don't know what they're doing. But the Corsair and the Constellation being some of the preferred ships for people getting the maneuverability buff or debuff that they got. I think some of you are going to be upset. I have not been in the PTU to try any of that, and I probably won't be. I tend to wait till live. I know I made a video saying maybe we should test more. Um, and maybe we should, but the little time that I have to do anything, I don't typically want to spend it in the PTU. Oh my gosh, did that guy run around? Did he seriously run around? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Um, but yeah, shift debuffs and nerfs. That's a great way to start the holiday weekend. Is get that kind of news. They are also, I mentioned the F7A Mark II. I have one. They nerfed the maneuverability on that thing. And at the end of the day, I never used it for PvP anyway. I know a lot of people like to use it for PvP. I'm not really sure why people like to use it for PvP. It's not that great of a PvP ship. That seems to be a general consensus with players that don't really know what they're doing. Um, but but it's not a great PvP ship. There's a couple things that you look for in PvP ships, and the firepower helps, but it's not in the top two. And the F7A Mark II getting the maneuverability nerf is probably going to help it slip down into probably normal range for most people. And maybe we won't have to hear the people that don't really know what we're talking about PvP talking about the F7A dominating everybody because they're not going to be able to put their nose on their enemies anymore very well, at least not in PvP. PvE is a great ship. I'm going to keep using it in PvE, and maybe when all of the adjustments and stuff are done and all the flight model changes and all that stuff, when all that stuff is done, maybe it'll be a good all-around ship. But definitely right now, all I'm using that for is PvE bounties, zero PvP, because you're just gonna get owned. Nice, 2 for 1. Yeah, you're just gonna get owned in PvP in that ship because it can't turn to save its life. It's not super fast. Um, so anyone that's in something that's faster and more maneuverable is going to fly circles around you, and you're gonna have a hard time keeping your nose on them. If they know what they're doing. If they don't know what they're doing, then you're probably gonna dominate them because oh my gosh, did I seriously overjump that? Oh, but yeah. So the debuff there, it doesn't surprise me. They had to do something because that thing has more DPS than pretty much any other fighter, single seat fighter, unless you took the Super Hornet stuff off and put it on it, and then it got even worse. But some of the things of note, the Hurricane got a buff, um, which is needed. It kind of lost its way with the Scorpius getting interceptor tuning. It used to be a competitor to the Scorpius, and with the Scorpius having that interceptor tuning, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that? What just happened? Oh my gosh, that was okay. This is semi-auto. All right, or full auto. I mean, this is an auto. Okay, I didn't know what this gun was. Um, but yeah, now that it's gotten a bit of a buff, maybe it'll find a good place again. I know a lot of people like to solo that ship. They buffed the F8C, which is a lot of people's favorites. kind of dominated in the old flight model and sucked in the new flight model. It's a little better now. They brought it a little closer to the new um, Mirai Guardian ships, but not not quite there. So it's still probably a dud and a good PvE ship like the F7A is, but maybe one day they'll figure out what they're doing with heavy fighters because right now I really don't know what they're doing with heavy fighters. So some other things of note, or one other thing of note that I wanted to bring up. We got a sneak peek of the new inventory system. Unfortunately, it's not going to be here anytime soon, but it does look like it actually is useful and usable, especially in the context of an MMO. The previous inventory model was atrocious. The loot atrocious. All of it was just it's terrible. That's one thing that even when they made the change, I thought I was in the minority on that when they made the big change, the big looting change um last year. I was like, man, this sucks. But everybody else seems to like it. Well, apparently everyone was pretending to like it because officially nobody likes it. Oh my God, if I didn't kill him, I was gonna be upset. Um, but yeah, so I don't feel alone on that anymore. It seems everybody hates the looting and inventory window. Um, and so I'm glad that they're addressing that. So, with that, oh shoot, oh shoot, that is not a fully auto rifle that I have in my hands. Thank God. Oh my gosh. I thought I had an automatic weapon in my hands there. That was not an automatic weapon. This is though. So, anywho, shit buffs and nerfs. How do you feel about that in the wake of the new flight model coming out? Do you think it's a sign that the new flight model isn't going to be that new and it's just going to be a kind of a revisit of what we have now? Or do you think it's just a band-aid because of the current state of things and everything is going to completely change when that new flight model comes out? Let me know in the comments. I am going to go in here and try to take this guy on because I think it's just me and him. Um, Next week, unless something crazy happens in the news, we'll be looking at the F7A and we'll either be looking at it as it is in 4.2 or we'll be seeing its new flight feature updates in 4.2.1, aka the nerf, aka more reason to not use it in PvP than we already had. So let me know what you think about these adjustments down below. Also, let me know what you think about the new inventory screen that was a sneak peek that's apparently not coming for a couple years. Um, Dang, he got me. And and that is all I had for you for this video. Gaming Solo out.